front line for Medusa versus heavy front line in a very well-rounded draft. I'm loving Cyber Legacies. I think it ticks all the boxes for me.
Yeah, I mean, well, what is it going to take for this lineup to really work for EXTREMUM? I mean, you sort of look at any of these heroes that could start to take over early, or at least crush a lane to the point where Cyber Legacy are going to have weaknesses that will be open to being abused by EXTREMUM in the mid game?
That would be the only thing that I can see happen, is if the lanes do somehow end up being smashed. Like if Skywrath and Queen of Pain somehow just dominate their lanes, and this Enchantress somehow just secures this Medusa's free farm absolute, and they just are that far ahead, then sure, I can see it. But I think it's going to be pretty hard with the heroes that they're given. You know, Void Spirit, he's decent at collapsing and getting on top of Drow Ranger, but Skywrath is not. Skywrath's 0 armor hero. You do not like playing versus Drow at all. You're good versus Phoenix in mid-game with your silence, but in particular, not so much versus any other heroes. But we'll see. Maybe they bring something completely out of the box. I don't like Skywrath's positioning in the game, in Dota, for quite a long time now, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's as you said, you know, it's not just necessarily the lack of setup for the Mystic Flare, it's just the lack of lockdown at all, right?
Yes.
For anything. Not a single stun. Other than that taunt and and the stone gaze, but you know that's as much of a stun as you want to call it a stun. Spawn on lane, a lot of damage onto Bignum, but he's able to keep himself alive. And there's the TP. So Sky will indeed, you know, Vela's going to be trying to lane into these two up top, and
he does not lane well worth them. Like they just hit him.
No, I was
and he has
even then
concussive level 1 too, which is kind of weak for harassment. So let's see how much these other two lanes can do. How much can the Queen of Pain and how much can the Enchantress do? Because I don't see top being able to snowball at all.
Yeah, I mean, what do you sort of expect to see out of this bottom lane? Blizzy is going to have the clock, of course. It's going to be two of them, Blizzy and Bignum, laning against this Deucer. You know, Bat and the clock. Does this pressure a Deucer in the lane?
If it was another hero besides Enchantress, I would think maybe. I think Enchantress is just one of those heroes that secures, for the most part, any lane. Sure, Nefra can, if he makes mistakes, then I think he can die. But if he just plays the lane heads up, I think they should just be fine. Just don't get stacked up too much and don't get in position for a Clockwork to push you. As Blizzy needs some heavy harass.
It's going to be fine. Got plenty of regen to start lane off. Sal's Mangoes on their way down to that bottom lane as well to keep Cyber Legacy in good shape for the lane. See the hunt for the creep come on from Magical. What's he going to be able to find? Isn't going to be what he wants.
They are owning the lanes right now, though. First two. Queen of Pain dominating mid. Even Void Spirit, top's even. Bottom doing very well, though. And Blizzy's actually just dead. Oh, Fairy Fire, just kidding.
Yep, and just in time for the South to get to arrive in the lane, so Blizzy is going to be able to get back up to full HP with this rather large wave coming into him underneath the tower. See how much EXTREMUM are able to deny away from him from that wave.
Man,
and yeah, Magical is just spending a lot of the time out of the lane, hunting for the creeps. He does manage to find himself an Alpha Wolf, but it's taken quite a few creep waves, sort of time spent away from mid. I mean, 14 to 5 against the 5 for 0.
Yeah, he missed, I think, literally 3. And he even just sets up 2 creeps for deny for the Queen of Pain, too. Mellow. Much more comfortable in this matchup. I've seen this matchup quite a few times, too. I see the Doom actually come out pretty okay.
Yeah,
and a lot of them there, so
got some serious catching up to do.
So yeah, lane setups, like we said, this is where where I feel like EXTREMUM just has to dominate in them. They're doing a good job at that. They need to keep it up.
Nice top lane. CS for Kuman is certainly being hindered a bit by this pressure. As underneath the tower now, that extra bit of tough time for the Drow to get those last hits.
Ooh, he missed a couple there too. Missed 2 or 3. Yeah, mid and bottom are continue to be extremely difficult. Blizzy and Magical both getting pressured quite a lot. So, you know, saying really like Cyber Legacy's draft in the mid game, how they can fight and everything. But yeah, lanes definitely going to be favoring EXTREMUM quite a bit here. And Medusa in this game does have pretty good matchups versus like Doom. This is one of the best heroes, best carries in particular, because you don't really care if you get doomed. You just hold your ground. Same thing versus Phoenix.
And Magical is... It's getting close to the point where Melo's going to have opportunities to jump and burst Magical.
Yeah.
Especially once he hits the 5. So Magical's got to be very, very careful. Just have the Devour going, so that'll get him back up to a decent amount of health.
He's got his regen coming now too, so he can actually sit in the lane, because he can't actually even walk up and get much XP right now.
But yeah, you've got to imagine that, yeah, with the Sky coming over too, Extremum's going to have the hold of the 4-minute rune. And it's going to be a regen rune here for the co-op. It's always nice that Melo can play aggressive. Both his mana and health pool, knowing that he's going to get that good refill.
They're moving Velo over.
See if they've got enough burst to do this. Melo trying to get in range. Does he want to go? If he blinks in, he's got it. And, ooh.
Stick Fairy Fire should be okay.
That's true. That's true. It was just a level 1 scream still, yeah, with the 3 points in the dagger. Yeah, you're right. He would,
yeah, I think
he would have died for sure.
Yeah.
So playing it sensible, getting that regen rune bottled up, and again, just keeping Magical in this permanent state of incredibly low life. So Magical is just really struggling to get any sort of look into the wave.
Malik. There you go. That's the first blood finally. Slayer might go down as well to Velor, but no, he actually gets pushed away. So even though they are smashing the lanes with a 2k advantage, they lose their Void Spirit.
That's a big advantage at 5 minutes in. Considering not the team that get first blood.
Yep.
And it's actually down bottom as well, losing another kill.
Blizzy though.
He does go down, and the Free's actually been forced into a position where he's able to pick up the bounty rune. Could have even gone for the second, but doesn't want to miss out on potential farm. Gets himself back over to the wave. And yeah, this mid, Melo's going to be able to make some big moves now as he sits 6. Magical just still sort of crawling along a little bit behind this free farm quap in the mid lane.
Yeah, he just walks up. He's going to every single time he just eat this level 3 Shadow Strike. That's so damn annoying. Yeah, Melo's doing an excellent job. And like you said, rotations will be there. And rotations to these weak side lanes they're going to be good. The top lane is the one that's Kuman's still farming well, so I feel like if the Quap ganks up there, this could set EXTREMUM up for a very good mid game. Slows down Kuman a little bit more. I don't want to see him rotate bottom too much, unless it's like the Dusa just needs it because she's dying. I really want to see Melo put the pressure on up top. Magical will find an invis for himself.
He's level 6. There should be solid setup for some action. There's no sentry mid.
Oh, and he's very far up. They might
he's got this. Yeah, straight in he goes. Out of the invis. Body blocking him out. Cog's down as well. Melo is trapped. And he'll go down. Invis rune on Magical. Very important for him. Of course, was losing out in the mid lane, and sort of kills like that'll get him back in it. Top lane at the same time. Trying to move in onto Malik. He's out with the remnant to slow down Kuman a little bit, but still loses courier. It's the two of them as Kuman, seeing it there in the farm. He's having just as good of a time as Nefrit down bottom on this Dusa, as both carries off to some serious free farm right now.
Yeah, that's literally everything though, right? Magical getting that kill. He's back. He's literally like same net worth as a Queen of Pain, even though it's 38-24 to 26. That's the Doom factor, the Devour, the perfect rune. And we see the wards that they've set up. I think this is literally like them preparing for those Melo rotations that I was talking about. 3 wards to cover the river and any type of rotation that goes towards the Drow side of the map. So Cyber Legacy, they are preparing themselves to see those rotations. Blizzy.
Red top.
Gonna cut a wave while top also.
Yeah, they're trying to turn on this, but they're both low on Extreme, and Vela's down for sure. Malik's going to try and finish off Slayer. Slayer's still alive, though, as Kuman turns and claims both. Oh, they try and go all in there to finish off Slayer. They don't get it, and they end up feeding 2 kills to the Drow.
It's a very strong lane. I think the Drow also, as hitting 6, the extra Agi, I believe, for Phoenix kicked in, so he had 2 more armor. I think it actually saved him, because he lived with like 12 health. It's actually very close. Those little things coming into play. But yeah, we see this top lane. The Kuman's free farming. And they did have this solid 6 minutes or so in the laning phase, but now it's all evened out. It's only the Bat Rider who's really the big one out of it, and he has stacks to catch up with.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he's going to catch up. Doom, you know, the wonders of Doom mid. It doesn't really matter how the very early waves go. You're going to catch up. You hit the jungle, you've got the Devour. You're going to be back up there in no time. So you're definitely looking towards this Quap and seeing what Melo's going to be able to do to sort of help things on the side lanes, in particular, get some sort of rotation onto Kuman soon and slow down this Drow, who's having a pretty free time so far.
Yeah, now we're going to start to see what what their draft actually looks like. 'Cause lanes is one thing, mid game is another, right? Because they picked themselves just pretty okay lanes, but in the mid game, their draft looks really wonky. They have no way to start fights. They have no frontliners. Well, I guess, okay, Void Spirit is a frontliner and the way to start fight, I guess, but he's not the strongest. As another Doom mid.
They get the Doom opportunity on to Mello. TPs are coming in. Mello's already taken out. The crit's there from Magical.
And now G
taking huge hits as well. He's gonna tick out too. Cyber Legacy get the 2 of the mid. And it's a second, I mean, Mello after such a great laning start against Magical, who sort of stepped away from the lane on those first few waves. That's all been thrown away, it feels like. He's 0-2-0. He's just died 2 times back-to-back mid, and he's yet to have any impact on this game in terms of rotating.
Yeah, and that 2K gold lead's gone. Cyber Legacy now are in the lead with gold.
And
like we said, now it's all going to start playing out. He's going to start rotating, though.
Yeah, he's got to make some moves, and he will be able to get the jumping onto Blizzy. Blizzy, he should go down. This is a double damage quap. He's going to buy some time with the lasso.
He's dancing.
Now it's getting low. I mean, that flame break.
Dodges the sideways.
Oh, he's dodged it. I mean, Mello, he's going to blink up in a second, but the battery assault from Bignum, not enough. As EXTREMUM, he's into the tree, Mello. He sees him. He's going to be able to find him, so they'll lose Blizzy. I mean, it's a rotation. You are killing the offlaner, but you're losing your life for it. And of course, it's not really priority target number 1. Kuman's still left unharmed, so still yet to really feel Mello's game going too greatly for him. I mean, it's a 3rd death on this quap. His game's going to really slow down.
And Bignum gets himself like a full level and a half from a solo kill. And there's a Clockwork versus some decent matchups. Like,
he's got
he kills Skyra, he kills Enchantress, he kills these heals very easy.
Come on, sprites.
See if the heals are going to be enough from G to keep him safe.
Nice net.
Good micro here. Holds back Kuman. We'll save him.
Didn't quite have the mana for the cogs with the battery assault and hook shot, so he'll be able to get away. But yeah, very costly deaths on Mello, as he's their big aggressor, and that's the first Sonic wave used. It's going to be on CD. Magical's going to have Doom ready. Magical also gets very fortunate with his neutral creeps, so he's got the Drama and the Faded Brooch. He's going to be zooming around the map.
Well, Mello's got to be careful around this mid again. I mean, we've seen him 2 times get doomed. Magical's going to have Doom back up again in 10 seconds. So he's got to be very cautious around this point. As bottom lane, they're getting the tier 1 tower now. TPs are going to come in. So if they were to push off Kuman in time with the Mystic Flare onto Blizzy, they'll have the burst to take down the bat. Jump forward, they get the ground onto Kuman. Mello's in with the TP as well. Kuman is going to go for the TP out, and he is away. Nothing else, of course, to hold him back. As we mentioned before, EXTREMUM's lineup really lacking lockdown as they're away. And Mello at least able to find that tower, denying the tier 1.
I was really worried for Kuman there for a second, just because he turned up so early on, but yeah, able to TP out. Still in a comfortable spot. The Medusa's still free farming. We do still see Nefrit getting very big over there in that jungle. Maybe that's how they're just going to play it. Play it just much more passively, just with the Medusa, because they don't have ways to start fights. They don't have frontliners either, so they have to play this game a little bit weird, I feel, on the side of EXTREMUM. Maybe hope that Cyber Legacy just walks into you and makes mistakes.
Cyber Legacy might.
They might
go for a move here. I mean, they've got the smoke, they've got Hookshot Doom, Supernova. I feel it's going to take quite some positioning from EXTREMUM, though, to punish this. This is a very potent move when you have these 3 heroes. With these 3 ults, it should be a pretty easy kill.
They get the scan successful, though. Nefrit's going to be able to back away before they actually hit him. Some ward's going to be placed down, though. Even blocking some camps, maybe. Double warding, actually, this area. I mean, it is where Medusa's going to be playing the entire game, so heavily emphasized around this area, Cyber Legacy.
They'll still go for this if they catch someone.
They see G. Sneaking on him.
Oh, Mello. He's hanging around here. As you say, G's starting off getting into the vision, but Mello's always been... I mean, I thought they saw them there, though, right? I mean, G's getting the info. Okay, I guess he wasn't ready for the Doom to be there as well. As G gets them the info, Mello steps up and dies immediately. They do manage to get the control onto Slayer. Slayer will get burst down by the jumps of Malik. Mello's dying again on this quap. It just feels like he's never going to get an item.
Yeah, it feels like that's going to be the story of the game, right? It feels like the Queen of Pain's going to keep dying in Doom and Drow. And the Drow is very good versus Medusa. Sure, Doom might not be, but Doom's just going to be able to take out the rest of the heroes a lot of the time. Yeah, I feel like it's really just going to be super passive from EXTREMUM, and they're just going to fight around their triangle defensively most of the time. Which I would imagine Cyber Legacy outfarms them in the map if that's the case. They can just farm pretty much everything on the map, while EXTREMUM's only getting the triangle.
Yeah, like sure, this Deuce is going to be able to farm, but you know, both this Quap and Void Spirit, they've got to be finding kills.
Yes.
Especially this Queen of Pain and Melo's fallen behind already. If he's not getting kills, this hero is just going to feel very worthless.
Manta is finished. Nefrit, like we said, he's still very farmed. So quite a little bit over that Drow Ranger. His team is now able to finally look to pressure a top tower with those ults being on cooldown. But I don't think Cyber Legacy minds any of this downtime with their ults on cooldown. If it's not them getting pressured with their ults on cooldown, then it's cool. They're going to have them back up shortly. Blink is finished on Magical, and then they can look to make the move again.
We'll see up top. And look at this tower here. Give him the money as well. Melo getting the last hit. Trying to get his Jewel Scepter done. 600 away. He will find it shortly.
We didn't point this out, right? This is the first time I've seen a Bat Rider go Tranquil Boots in this current match at all.
A long time.
They always go bots first. They never go Blink. They never go Tranquil Blink.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He did have a bit of a rough time, so I think he was just prioritizing getting this Blink so that his team has better initiations too, so he can get the Medusa, bring her out of position. He's probably thinking like Drow and Doom are like, you know, these guys are farming majority of the map anyway, so it will restrict the Bat Rider a little bit though.
Yeah, and we'll see what sort of jumps you get, because they have like so much initiation now on Cyber Legacy. They've got 3 heroes ready to go in. I mean 4 as well if you just sort of consider the dive from Slayer. Hookshot, Blink on Magical, Blink on Blizzy. They've got so much jump, which isn't that bad really if you look at sort of what EXTREMUM's lineup lacks, which is a frontliner. So you have all these squishy targets that you are sort of able to jump on multiple heroes. You're not going to be focusing down the same hero. Everyone's going to have their own target.
They still have a ward down on Nefrit. No mana shield even used, so he dies.
And now with a hookshot over to Vela, they'll pick up another. They just didn't manage to get these wards taken away after the whole sort of move earlier when they knew that EXTREMUM were smoked up and sat on the high ground. Just not able to secure that area and make it safe for their Medusa to farm it.
I'm going to call it a heads-up play, actually, from Cyber Legacy, because they put 2 wards down when they did that smoke move. So G countered one of them, and he was probably like, oh, there's no vision around here. You're safe to farm. So I feel like that actually caught them off guard. And Melo.
Oh, Magical's there. Magical's got Blink up in a second. He's also got Blink Hoof Stomp. He's in. Do they have enough control, though? No. Melo's more than fine here without any of their ultimates. Melo can stand his ground. He's not scared of these heroes without the Doom and without the Lasso.
And G will be able to find that ward that got his Medusa killed now. Oh, doesn't finish it off. He's prioritizing stacking Ancient. We'll get that stack. Nice smoke move, though, from Cyber Legacy. They're ticking all the boxes. I feel like they're playing really smooth. They're in a pretty comfortable spot here too at this draft. They're always going to have this big, overwhelming team fight that's always going to be beating EXTREMUM. That's the thing I'm always looking at in this game is how does EXTREMUM actually win a fight? They have to take advantage of the cooldowns somehow.
Yeah, it's going to be a case of if Cyber Legacy fight, the Deuce is around, and Deuce is able to clean up. If Cyber Legacy aren't able to sort of 100-0 her.
Yep. They're gonna have to hope for something. Doesn't look like it's gonna be too easy. Like Medusa on an island in this game, I don't see her solo carrying versus a Drow Ranger versus a Bat Rider versus Doom and Phoenix. These heroes all do scale pretty hard.
Mid tower taking a bit of a beating though. Here's EXTREMUM push up, hiding in the trees as well, ready for any defense that Cyber Legacy do want to put out.
They try to jump.
Ooh. Very quick with a blink reaction, won't get caught by Malik, hunting with the Jewel Scepter. Rem does grab Slayer, will manage to hold back Cyber Legacy long enough so they can get the job done. Tower's taken.
They wanted to press forward while Doom is on cooldown and just try to get anything. Doom will be back up now, 10 seconds. So Cyber Legacy, I'd imagine they look for this type of move out toward their jungle.
And when they do go on these hunts, they've been pretty successful so far.
If they have a smoke, they're going to clear out their jungle. Let the Clockwork lead the charge. He shows himself around the ward. He'll get that ward too. I think they're going to back away though. As soon as the clock shows, that might be the tell. They're sticking around for a second though. Lizzie.
That's what he can catch.
They saw
Leading on
something
the
with
front.
the
He's able to get the lasso. No moves out in time from Malik. He's got the Yules. There's the hook shot as soon as he comes landing down from it. So not even a chance to jump away. And they're going to try and turn that kill straight into a Roshan. Kuman's damage. Hurricane Pike Gash, double Wraith Bands. He hits hard. This Roshan will fall, and they just split up across the lane. So EXTREMUM, no intention of trying to do anything about this Rosh.
They can't contest Rosh anyway. Versus all these ultimates, it's way too hard of an area when they have like no stuns. It's way too difficult. Drow now with an Aegis. They still have their Doom and their Egg available. Almost level 12 on Slayer too. In a very comfy spot. And it's, like we said, it's just Nefrit really getting that much farm. The Queen of Pain, Mellow is being slowed down heavily this game. So they're going to have to itemize to just buff up the Medusa. So Solar Crests, Lincolns, Lotus Orbs, etc. They're going to have to just all in.
Yeah, you got to throw
hope the Nefrit takes it. Yeah.
Smokes out again here for Cyber Legacy. I just see another move coming out immediately. They still have those big ults to use. Only the lasso down from the last fight.
Oop, Blizzy, maybe they catch him here as he gets greedy for the rune. Are they even going to be able to? It's their only stun, and he walks away.
They also got the finish 4-staff, so even slipperier and an extra way to save his heroes if they do get gone on by the limited catch of EXTREMUM.
God, they just have no stuns and no disables. I just don't even know how they keep them inside a Stone Gaze or anything like that. And I look at the supports on the side of Cyber Legacy that these heroes grow and they get stronger. Skywrath does not. This hero is all about taking over and snowballing. This hero just kind of starts being a walking silence in a lot of these fights.
I mean, would you imagine that they sort of picked it because they felt that it would get more done in the lanes when it came to sort of spamming the enemy carry?
I guess so. Like I don't know too much about Skywrath anymore. I used to be a big Skywrath player a lot of the times, and it's like back in the day when we used to always talk about it, it's like the silence. Usually the reason you pick this hero is because you have a combo with the ult, or because the silence is so damn good in the game versus something like a Storm Spirit or something. I don't see what the pick was for, except maybe like silencing a Phoenix. And it hasn't been able to apply the pressure. It's 5 to 12. They can't make any aggressive moves because this is their 4 position. That's usually the one that's forcing stuff.
Oh, there we go. They're coming back into their jungle. Who's here? Vela. Vela drops the silence, but a quick blink to the side. Gets Blizzy away from any follow-up damage. He'll leave Vela to be dispatched by Pignum and Slayer.
He gets doomed on the left.
See if they could finish him off. Yeah, Magical with this damage he can. At the same time, they were seeing if they could find Malik in the trees. Malik got out. Yeah, another situation where this Quap's being found, and Mello just... I mean, it's not him, it's just the whole squad. They just can't find kills. They can't find action. It's a mid-Quap at 22 minutes. Just 1-5-0. This is not what you want from your Quap.
I don't feel like they can do anything, if I'm being honest. I feel like their draft just... You know, we talked about how their draft was decent for lanes and all that. They had that 2K advantage. But then after, like we mentioned, their mid-game and everything is just... They can't do stuff. Their heroes just can't really force too much. The Void Spirits, you know, Malik has to be the one that plays super aggressive to try to force any type of moves, but you're playing into a very strong draft with heavy team fight, so it's scary. I don't really know how they do stuff.
It looks tough.
It's just rally. Rally around Medusa and buffer up. That's really the only plan I can see for them.
The question is, Fog, which did you like least? This draft here from EXTREMUM or Game 1's Cyber Legacy draft?
I have to look back and see. I actually have to
Game 1 was like it was the silencer off lane.
Oh, silencer, Pugna, Tiny. I think that one. I think that one looked a little bit better, to be honest.
Oh, you think those ones are even rougher? EXTREMUM's managed to one-up them.
Yeah, unless Nefrit just somehow can carry this whole game by himself, but I'm not seeing it. I think there's just way too many things that he has to deal with in the game. And Drow is good versus Medusa. That 22 armor, that becomes 0, and they don't have anything to throw on her to plus it besides just the medallion. So the matchup is just favorable for Cyber Legacy on pretty much every front, it feels like, after the laning phase, of course.
Radiant are scanning.
Just taking these tier 2s. And no hold here from EXTREMUM. They're just out with their Medusa, making sure that Nefrit can get his next item done. Tier 2 in the mid down. And more time to push on with this Aegis on Kuman. EXTREMUM are happy to continue to sweep the map. TPs it back. See if they can catch anything around this sort of mid and bottom lane, but already EXTREMUM are out of here.
Yeah, you can see it's EXTREMUM just dodging everything completely. They never want to take a fight versus Cyber Legacy, especially not, you know, of course when there's an Aegis. But getting out-farmed on the map. Nefrit, he does have the Scotty finished up, and he does have, you know, Growth Bow, so he does have all these great items for himself. Up to level 18 now, too. But looks like they might go for him here. Magical Pox the drums.
They're hunting. Let's see what they can find. Big Nub, and he's going to get jumped. The Stone Gaze is actually going to come out for Nefrit, but everyone just runs away. Everyone's going to be away for this. All Magicals kill off Fella to the side. There'll be a buyback from Fella. They do get Blizzy with a jump forward from Malik. In the river, Mellow, Big Num, and Slayer are on top of the silence comes out. Mellow's going to go down. They've got to get this Deucer out of there. The multi-shot coming out, slowing down G. G will be left as Magical. He's able to jump past, get him with a Who Stomp onto Nefrit, buying time for the rest of Cyber Legacy to close in upon him. There's another buyback from Mellow. Cogs push back onto Malik. He's out to the side with the jump, the gust off the mark. So Malik will escape. Magical taking heavy damage, and with the Sonic Wave, they will kill him. The buybacks there allowing them to turn. Get the kill on Doom. Can they get more from this? Yule Scepter into the Remnant. Slayer also found. So some solid buybacks from EXTREMUM do allow them to turn this fight around. Still chasing on towards Kuman. It looks like they won't quite get the read of him. Heads up to the north, and Mellow won't get the jump upon him. So Kuman is able to escape. Fella and Mellow, you'll buy back. They get 2 kills because of it.
Saving Private Nefrit, it really felt like there. Just anything to bail him out. They slowed down Kuman so he couldn't actually connect with any Frost Arrow there. Nicely done. Still, we're seeing though, right? Like every single fight, it's Mellow does nothing. To start the fight at least, he just gets popped almost immediately, and it's still seeming very difficult. Valor too. We saw Skywrath just die to a couple right clicks and just a Scorched Earth. Now they do have a little bit of time though. Doom still on cooldown.
Well, Kuman.
And Kuman, he's very far up.
He's just stepping up to the high ground. It actually spooked Mellow. Mellow just blinked away from that. He was expecting more to be behind Kuman, but it wasn't the case. Kuman just walking up.
Starting to get more items here to buff up Nefrit too. We see the Void Spirit. I believe Malik almost has the Lotus Orb actually. And they're getting close to a Lincoln's also on Mellow. So seeing some type of things that they are planning. Just buff up Nefrit, hope to God that he can carry you.
Top lane Magical. Put the jump in onto Malik. No Doom for 20 though. So Malik's fine. Also has Vela by his side as well as Mellow if they want to try and make something happen top.
He's got a BKB though.
They're gonna try. And they got him
before it. Wow.
They're able to do so with that Ancient Seal buffing up the burst damage. He just got shredded.
And like Mellow said, that was perfect. Actually, perfect execution there of it. Starting to get some type of shines of life here for them here.
Radiant are scanning.
Big kill. Absolutely. Yeah, just taking this Doom out. Mellow able to get his item done on top of the Yules. The Lincoln Sphere's there, so as you say, just something else that can be thrown onto Nefrit.
Things that can buff up this big Deucer, yeah. And Valor also finishing a item. They all finished up these little items now. And
they're in onto Slayer. Hookshot will come in to disrupt the combo. Stops them from being able to finish off the Phoenix now with a grab. They'll drag back Malik into the damage of Kuman. Malik will go down. Down for 50. Slayer already trying to hunt for more with the dive forward, but EXTREMUM's out. And then as we're seeing, as powerful as the Remnant setup into the burst is, it's not quite as effective when there's a whole team against it. You know, there are going to be ways to break it up. You know, do the job when you're finding the pickoffs, but when it comes to the 5v5, it certainly feels a lot more underwhelming.
For sure. That's always the big thing with Skywrath, right? It's like pickoffs will always be good, but there's items that just straight counter it too. It's like Force Staffs. Like if people are in position ever to force versus that Remnant also, it can just break all the aggression. And Roche spawns, both sides aware. Satyr Tormentor scouting it out on one side. Slayer is buying a gem, so he wants to clear out the wards in this area. They're actually just going to commit for it slowly.
They're a little careful. Do you think Cyber Legacy is still at a point where they could force this Roche, or?
I think just wait a little bit. They have Lasso up in 20 seconds.
Yeah. Or mid lane, they might not know if Blizzy goes down. Quick blink out, though, as the smoke dispels. And before the dust finds
Vela
him,
walks up, though. I mean, that's just a free kill. That's 70 seconds as well, too. He used his
and now
buyback
with the
earlier.
hook shot. Big reach from Bignum. He's able to close the gap onto G. Magical's also found Malik onto the side. Doesn't land the Houston, though. So Malik gets out. So there's 2 down. Well, they're trying to chase for more. Nefrit looking to turn onto the clock, but there's still a lot of jump that Nefrit's got to be careful about. Oh, Velo, he just commits with the Sonic Wave to get the kill, and it will do so. He jumps in, bursts down Bignum. Buybacks coming out from both sides. But they continue to try and hold this pit. Malik, he was trying to take down the ward, but they're in with the lockdown. Yule's up. Kuman's going to be waiting on the way down with the Gust. They've got the kill. Nefrit pops the ultimate, but Cyber Legacy, though, just kites it out.
They might go on him now, though. That Stone Gaze was committed. They might try to chase this out here. 6 shot in 5.
Lane break to knock him back. Jump forward from Magical. He's looking for the target, and he's found it. Doom down onto Nefrit. Nefrit will try and stand his ground. He's been buffed up by the Linkers. The Glimmer as well, keeping himself safe. Mello jumps over towards Kuman, trying to mess with the Drought, but the Supernova's out. Can they take down this egg? There's nobody hitting it. Nefrit will fall. The egg is protected as G, caught by the stun. He'll go down as well. 4 dead. And with that sort of a fight, Cyber Legacy, they'll say, screw Roche, we'll go straight for the high ground. They know that these heroes do not have buyback. I mean, well, actually, Nefrit not having it because of the full-out purchase of the MKB. He's down for 50 seconds. And G, of course, also, he himself using that buyback on that early defense top. You know, they are lacking a lot of members. This is going to be a mid-tower down. Rax as well. I mean, tier 2s are gone. Malik's going to try and stop them with a jump in. Look at a burst down. Kuman getting low, but they're able to share the damage of the Mystic Flare.
But now
Kuman's fine.
He actually has to back away. It's not going to be 2 sets. It's just going to be the 1, it looks like.
Another grab. The Remnant onto Magical. Trying to spam them away. Right, we'll manage to buy them some sort of safety. Still damage is done down the mid. And
Roche,
they've obviously got this fallback objective. Cyber Legacy, they didn't get 2 sets, but they get a Rax and they get a Roche. So still keeping themselves very far ahead, unless Malik's able to do something special.
There is some Salve and Urn healing up Kuman, though, as well as the
Can he
right
jump?
now.
He's got to go in now. He's got to go in quickly, but the hook shot's there. They immediately find him on the side. Melo's trying to jump forward. Roche still not yet dead. EXTREMUM are trying to push in, but the Roche goes down. Kuman's able to pick up the Aegis. Malik's jumped in. He'll jump straight back out. They found him. Malik's out. And Cyber Legacy, they get away with it. The Roche, Aegis, Cheese, it's all theirs.
Better decision making for sure for them to back up after that. Rax going for Aegis, get themselves nicely set up. Don't take out the wards. Okay, there we go. The gem. They take out the wards. But yeah, I think they're really like recognizing how strong their team fight is. There's just none on EXTREMUM to match it. As long as they're all standing together, they're very strong. 12k lead. Going for a Daedalus now on Kuman, so he can just shred right through that Medusa.
And I mean, he'll have it in 2 minutes minimum.
Oh,
as this Crystallis did die on the courier.
Breaks the Lincolns with the Force Staff, then gets the follow-up.
Any further escape for Mello, who stomped down.
Even throwing the Doom, okay, sure.
Burned you to ashes.
I mean, as nice as Magical's Dooms have been, it's definitely getting to the point where the Doom's not necessary for Cyber Legacy feel like they're ready to fight. So they'll happily still push high ground without that.
The Doom's not the strong thing versus the Medusa. They're going for the combo again on Drow, but the heals.
They haven't got enough burst. And now the turn. They'll lose the Skywrath. Nefrit again popping this Stone Gaze, but every single time all the Stone Gaze achieves is pushing them back. It's never really set up opportunities to fight as there's just nothing to make them look at the Medusa. They're always able to turn and run.
They've got no team. Medusa's, that's actually like their strongest team fight is the Stone Gaze in this game. They just don't have too much else besides it. No stuns, really.
Go high ground once more.
Big Sunray heal coming out. No one to stop it. Oh! Spell almost dying to the
both of the Vela and G. It's taking huge hits from this multi-shot. I mean, as I say, in 50 seconds, Crystallis is going to be back up on the courier. He can pick up that Demon Edge and Recipe, and then, yeah, good luck to any of these squishy heroes standing anywhere near the output that Kuman's going to kick off.
I think anyone's going to look squishy when you just negate all their armor. The Void Spirit's going to look like the tankiest one. The Deuce is going to shred so fast when he has this damage.
Radiant's top barracks are under
Up to the racks once more. What have they got in them? There's the jump.
The Lotus.
The Lotus in time. So Blizzy's locked in. Blizzy falling low, but he's going to go down. A very nice Lotus play there. Well, will mean that it will make Cyber Legacy think twice about pushing any further. They've lost their bat. They're going to back off, and there is some space now from Nefrit to get pretty close to finishing off his next major item. He's got 4,300 gold saved up right now. He's probably going to be able to invest in something before the next push comes in and the bat's back in the game.
I'm trying to think what is the absolute... It kind of almost feels like it might be one of those like Rapier territory games.
Yeah,
it really feels like it's just him, but...
I think, I imagine you probably still want to get the Satanic, but after that you're definitely selling the MKB for a Rapier. That's got to be the natural progression for Nefrit.
I guess so. It's just so scary because there's always the Bat Rider, so it's just like, oh god, Rapier, I just get dragged outside the base. I look silly.
Bottom.
Oh, bottom.
They found Mellow. Pushed back by the Cogs again. I mean, imagine, he just loves dooming him. He's just dropping him. He doesn't need to. He really doesn't. He had Infernal Blade there to slam him down, but he's really got it out against the Quap. And I mean, fair play to be fair. You know, at the start of this game, you got to remember Magical was taking a bit of a beating by the Quap, at least for the first 5 minutes. Then sort of after that, Mellow's game has just drastically gone downhill. And you can tell Magical's loving it.
Oh, Blizzy up top. G looking to be in a lot of trouble here.
Oh, yep. They've got a dust. OTB out for G as he slowly burns to the fire of Blizzy. Feeling
Pretty much impossible. Nefrit actually commits his gold for an AC, by the way. So he wants some plus armor to deal with the Drow marksmanship.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's the main source of damage that's really destroying him at this stage.
Yeah, and it gives your whole team plus armor as well, so marksmanship won't do as much to your teammates either. This is actually a much better item than Satanic. I was like, Satanic doesn't even make you some more survivable in this game, so this one actually does do something. There's going to be an AC on the other side to counteract it a little bit, but that plus armor, it's still going to be there for the Drow always now. Have to stay in their base now, though. Cyber Legacy will continue to farm and grow.
Spending his money. You can't afford to let Nefrit go out.
Aegis is reclaimed here, but Cyber Legacy in a very comfortable position to do kind of whatever they want now in these next few moments.
Boom! There it goes.
There we go. Smoke up from Extreme. They are actually going to try and sort of head out a little bit.
I'm not sure what they can do with this smoke, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can still see they don't
hoping
seem like they want to let Medusa leave the base.
Yeah, I think they're hoping that the Blizzy tries to make an initiation on Medusa right now, and they just catch him with the smoke right outside. They have vision here too, so they're looking.
Malik. He's going to look to go on Slayer. Have they got enough control to kill him off? Slayer's able to get the self-fuels off. Dust there as well as the silence, but still, there's the backup from Cyber Legacy. Bignum comes crashing in onto Vela. They've lost the Sky for 70.
He overcharging
it. See if he's going to be able to find a second opportunity with a hook shot. No, he's going to hold off on it. Doesn't want to go in blind.
He's thinking about it. Easy kill though on the Sky right there. Phoenix, they wanted to go for Slayer, but Slayer's level 21 with 2,600 HP, so not an easy target. They got to do something here, but how do they force? And forcing into this crazy amount of team fight feels so damn difficult.
So they get it, Blizzy.
Some
wall control out. They've got to do so. They're losing these racks here. They've got to make some sort of move. EXTREMUM. They're going to try and jump onto Magical. Bursting him low, but the Glimmer saves him. Melee racks down. Cyber Legacy can look to just rinse and repeat on the top lane.
Yep. They can't stop them. They can't slow down the push. They have no way of actually disrupting the fight. Gotta go pick up their neutral items now. Spell Prism. Human gets that one. Give it to that Doom or that Bat Rider, probably. Probably Doom.
And Nefrit is he's very close to being able to go out and sell that MKB and buy Rapier. I mean, that is going to be what's going to have to happen. You know, for them to have a chance of turning, they need Nefrit to hit sort of this point where, you know, the few hits that he is actually able to get in on the heroes, there's a high chance he gets the kill. Because at the moment, just still very easy for Cyber Legacy to just step away from this Medusa before they actually go down.
Yeah, there's nothing to keep them actually in there.
Yeah, if he selling that MKB, he's going to have the money pretty much.
Still just trapped in their base. They're not going to be growing any more than that. And even with Rapier, right? Even then, he's got to be hitting the targets, which I feel like Cyber Legacy's not really going to be giving them too many of those opportunities, at least from the way that they played bottom.
Yeah, he really needs to level 25, whichever way he goes on that as well. It's just going to offer him so much.
Yeah, the modifiers will help at least a little bit.
Again, Cyber Legacy just taking it chill once more. They know that they're forced inside the base. Roshan, it's going to be a couple of minutes until it's up, but they could even just play for that at this stage if they want to close this one off real securely.
They got no rush in this game at all. At some point, eventually, like Batrider, Clockwork, and Phoenix will surpass Queen of Pain's net worth even too. So they're going to have pretty much their whole team at the top there with the Medusa.
Well, Melo.
They're starting to peek out though, Nefrit.
I mean, Kuman's just going to turn. Hookshot in. Bignum's managed to get the hookshot onto the two of them. Slayer dives forward. Ult comes out from Nefrit. He's doing the damage to Kuman. Kuman, he's going to go down. They're able to find Kuman. Hookshot in for the second time comes through, dropping the Doom down onto the Lotus Orb. So he's doomed himself. Malik's got the control onto Magical. Magical will fall. The Deuce is still alive. This clock's going to go down also as they find Bignum in the trees. And they're able to do it. They're down 20k net worth, but they take a very solid fight, keeping Nefrit alive.
And there's the Rapier. They found Kuman isolated. He actually put himself in that position on the side there because he had the ward to Gus, but then he's actually isolated away from his teammates to help him. The Egg in a very defensive position. Doesn't actually pop and hit pretty much anybody.
Yeah, that was a huge move for EXTREMUM. That has given Nefrit everything that he needed. Level 25, he left out in the next wave. And they're going to be in a position where, yeah, they're checking out the Roche because even though they're 20k behind, because of how big this Deucer is, they could still try and force for a fight around Roshan.
And the Roche will have quite a lot on it too. To counteract, you know, one of those big things that Aegis, Cheese, etc. counteracts is those big team fights, those big like Dooms, big Eggs, etc. Yeah, they might actually, it's going to spawn. They might actually be able to do it in time. 20 seconds until
they get Nefrit over.
Respawn. Yeah.
So they're starting to move out.
Blizzy. He's scouting Nefrit. He sees the Rapier.
Yeah, not too much. Yeah, they don't stand any chance of killing Nefrit, even with the three of them alive. They need some serious damage now to tackle him. They've got to have Kuman up, really.
All right,
or Magical getting him with the Doom.
There we go. Roche up, and it has the Scepter on it. Can they commit straight forward? I do believe that Cyber Legacy is going to look straight to fight. Rocket to scout. EXTREMUM maybe smoke and try to get a wraparound again, because that fight, it looked pretty good if they're able to actually get the jump on the right targets. Cyber Legacy also going to smoke, though.
Oh, he's going to get the jump. Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
That is...
He might be able to just start the Roche, and now it's going to force the issue.
EXTREMUM's got an incredibly scary Medusa right here. Cyber Legacy's got to do this very carefully. They're going to hook shot in, start things off with the cogs. There's the jump on the side, Supernova out as well. They'll control Malik. Stone Gaze has popped down. EXTREMUM, they've got Nefrit just taken out Bignum. Bignum goes down. He's dead for 90. As now looking to go back towards the pit. Magical jumps over towards Vela, but Nefrit, he's able to keep him covered, punching into Magical. Magical turns, tries for the Doom, but the Manta's there.
He's on the high ground.
Finishing the cast animation.
Nefrit's
jump over from Melo. Sonic Wave pushes back onto the two of them. Blizzy, Eon just will save, and the Doom now dropped onto Melo. Kuman's over, now he's got the damage. He's able to isolate this Medusa, and Kuman punching into him. Malik's jumping over to try and stop Kuman from finishing off Nefrit. Kuman is trying his best to finish off this Medusa, and he does manage to be able to do so. Magical picks up the Rapier. Rapier now on the Doom. As Nefrit buys back. Cyber Legacy, they've lost 3, but Magical, he's able to get this Rapier out. They are going to lose Slayer as well, so only Magical living throughout that. but he gets the Rapier away. Now, Extremum, they did also get team wipe, the 3 heroes up, they did all buy back, but that buyback is going to secure them Roshan, Aegis Cheese, and the Aghanim's Blessing. So at the end of it all, I mean, you can still see in the gold swing, Cyber Legacy did get pushed a lot further ahead because of that Rapier switch off over towards Magical. But it's not like Extremum got nothing. It just cost them a lot. Buybacks and losing a Rapier to secure that Roshan, Aegis, and Aghanim's and Cheese.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Something they just had to do. They had to go for this play here. And now they do. I mean, they still have some types of fighting hope, but this Rapier, it's going to cause some big problems. Not having that on the Medusa when we saw how afraid they were to just fight on top of her because of it. Now she hits, I mean, way softer. It's just literally like 1/3 damage coming out from Medusa.
I mean, the thing is, though, Nefrit, he has still got 3,000 gold.
He does.
And that's sort of, you know, despite using the buyback. So if they don't make a move very quickly, he's going to get room to farm up another Rapier.
Absolutely.
And of course, he did, as we saw, you know, having the Aegis, it's not like Extremum are going to fall over immediately in these fights, especially if they play it safe and in a way that Nefrit's able to slowly pick up the gold on his half of the map and with waves pushing into him. Like there's every reason to believe that Nefrit's going to be able to get another Rapier this game. Yeah,
and now, I mean, even with even him getting Aghanims, now at least gives him another stun. I'll be totally honest with you. Like, even the Mystic Stake stun it can be impactful versus something like Drow. If it hits a couple heroes and it's like a last hero bounce, that stake bounce is quite long.
And we see the sort of the urgency there for Nefrit as well. He just sells the Dragon Lance, making sure that he can just get this relic and this demon. It's going to be there. It's just 700 gold away from the Rapier, from the what's essentially going to be the backup Rapier. Okay. We are still going to see a very strong Medusa in these fights.
Small little things to point out too is Kuman actually went for CDR this game with like Satanic and Manta and Hurricane Pike. It makes sense. I actually would have preferred he took Marksmanship chance this time because he's versus Medusa. I feel like 50% chance of you just going right through the armor it's everything for you. But
on top lane,
slight nitpicking as they jump forward.
Hello, has been jumped, but Malik's there with the backup. Stone Gaze from Nefrit coming in as he heads over, but already they've lost Melo. Malik's got to be cautious as well. The overclock holds back Bignum for now. Malik still with another jump.
Nefrit's down away. Kuman's in position.
Magical might get the jump, and indeed without wraparound, Kuman hits the gust onto all 3 of them. Nefrit's trying to turn. He has got that second Rapier picked up, but look at the damage from Kuman. They take him down the once. They'll take out Vela. Nefrit's going to be back for round 2, but who's he got around to save him? Only G. And with this overwhelming damage coming out from Magical's Doom, holding a Rapier, he goes down. It's over. As Cyber Legacy will be able to close it. As best as Extremum try and hold on and fight on around their Medusa, it's not enough at the end of the day. Too many other flaws in their lineup leave